Ez said it's been 5 years and they made Joey look like she's in her late 30s.
They did.
Like her clothes and her little glasses. I was like, why does she look so old? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our Dawson's Creek rewatch. We have reached the end of the creek.
6 seasons.
6 seasons. Crazy. I'm glad that we did it, and I'm glad we started doing 2 episodes at a time, or it would have taken us so long.
So long, yes.
So we're going to start with the first of the last 2 episodes, and it is season 6, episode 23. All Good Things is the title of the ep. And here's a summary. 5 years into the future, Dawson and his friends reunite for his mother's wedding in Cape Side. So now all my questions were answered because I kept trying to remember how old they were. I thought they were older than 5 years later because 5 years later is not that long.
No.
In the grand scheme of life.
No.
And then I was trying to remember where they were. And then I was like, oh, right. They all converge in Cape Side.
Mm-hmm.
Jack's still there. He's teaching. Him and Doug are having a secret romance.
Yes.
All that.
Lots of questions answered. Jen's a single mom.
Yeah.
She has a baby. Graham's is still there, which is great. Yeah. I did have a couple moments where I felt like, yes, 5 years from my perspective now, as being someone in my 40s, that they were making it seem like more time has passed. Like,
I know.
Joey's like, oh, I can't climb that. Climb up through the window
And it
anymore.
made her look, as said, it's been 5 years and they made Joey look like she's in her late 30s.
They did.
Like her clothes and her little glasses. I was like, why does she look so old? And then, already Dawson has his own production company.
Yeah.
If
it's possible.
Of course.
But if they hadn't said it was 5 years, I would have thought it was much longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought it was much longer. I was the girl playing Joey in Dawson's version of life sounded a lot like her.
Yeah.
Like so much.
She did a good imitation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's funny is I wrote that down. And then later in the scene, Joey says to her then boyfriend in the scene, do I really sound like that?
Yeah.
And it was funny. I was like, yeah, she sounds a lot like
I know. Well, and her boyfriend is another Freaks and Geeks alum. P.S.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
He looked really familiar to me.
What's his name? Shit, it left me. Well, whatever. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
And then, and we noticed Busy Phillips is not in the last 2 episodes.
I know. They do reference her.
They reference
say
her.
She's singing backup for John Mayer.
But, she was mad about that. And I mean, I don't blame her.
Andy wasn't anywhere either.
No, and I thought she came back.
Yeah.
I thought she came back.
She'd be at the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they didn't even reference Andy.
Not at all.
Mm-mm.
Crazy.
So that was weird.
But I guess because Audrey was actually in the season, maybe that's why they felt like they had to at least reference her.
Yeah.
I did like, this is a very small thing, but it's a big thing in the grand scheme of how representation works. When Dawson walks into that writer's room, it's 2 men and 2 women.
Yeah.
And I liked that.
Yeah.
I liked that, just a subtle little thing, but that his staff was, equal. I mean, they were all white, but...
got to start somewhere.
Baby steps. So I thought that was really cool. And sheriff, so Doug's the sheriff now. So we learned that. I thought that scene where he pulls Jack over was really cute.
Yeah.
Because it's a little shocking when he's like, oh, you got to...
Oh, I knew.
And then they kiss.
I remembered. As soon as he pulled him over, I was like, oh, yeah. I remember all this now. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cute. And Jack's a teacher, which is great. And
I love that.
He appears to be a really good teacher.
And did you notice he had them writing poetry?
Yes.
That was the assignment, write a poem. And I was like, oh, that's a good circle back.
Yeah, that was really
And
really
Pacey owns the old ice house.
Yes.
Love that.
I loved that reference too. I thought that was really fun. And then that's where they actually go hang out. But Pacey is sleeping with a married woman.
I know.
Pacey, old habits die hard,
But I think that was the point, is to show he's never got over Joey. So he's just trying to
whatever
get by.
But then also the husband and his friends come and beat him up. And then the next scene you see he has one little Band-Aid on his eyebrow.
I know.
It's like, what?
What? I know. And I don't know what it was. But I just wrote, okay, so many tears. I cried a lot these 2 episodes.
I did too.
Oh, man.
Yeah, when I saw that Jen had a baby, even before I knew she was a single mom, just seeing her.
And did you figure out that she was the one that died? Because remember I told you somebody dies at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew that the whole time. And I remembered her doing the video and all that.
Yeah, and the scene where Grams is just sitting in her room and realizes she's died.
And she said, I'll see you soon. Oh.
Ugh.
Gutted.
Mary Beth Peil is such an amazing actress.
She's so good. Well,
she wasn't like wailing and screaming. It was like all in her face.
Well, I wrote for this episode, Michelle Williams deserves every acting award ever.
I also said Michelle Williams is such an amazing actress.
She has also played a dying person many times.
Yeah.
The last TV show I watched her in, Dying for Sex, played a dying person.
Yeah.
And that's harder than you think. That's hard.
That's so hard. And I was actually thinking that watching her in these 2 episodes, because I'm thinking of her body of work since then.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they really set her up well for that.
I know.
One, with this storyline, but also the way she took it. Because it could have been done overly dramatic, overly whatever. And she was just very nuanced. And there was a moment where she broke down, understandably. But she was also just very I don't know. I just thought the way that she delivered that material was incredibly well done.
She even said, and I liked how they wrote her character saying, I don't want to be bitter. I don't want to be angry. I know this is coming. I want to laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Granted, I feel that. But I said so many tears. Oh, I put the second Dawson walked back in his room.
The feels.
Yes, yeah. I wrote that. Yeah.
And then, of course, Joey climbs up through the window, too. And they're playing that Edwin McCain song, Obvi. That was really good. Did you notice it was Paula Cole in the opening number?
Yeah.
For both or opening credits?
Yeah. They had so many good circle backs that I really... Well, Kevin Williamson came back for the last 2 episodes.
Right.
Which you could feel that.
You could.
Brett coming back at the end.
And when they had the actual footage of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Wow. I know.
They
really grew up on that show.
They really grew up on that show.
They really did.
Grown-ups. And when they started, they were children.
I know.
It's it was, that was really cool. I didn't love that Joey just spent the night. I know that was a circle back where she just slept in Dawson's bed.
Yeah.
And I'm okay. And she left a little note on the pillow. I guess it was 1, a circle back, and 2, supposed to kind of keep us wondering what was
who's she gonna pick
with Joey?
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, Dawson or Pacey. So I get that. In this episode, when Jack confronts Doug about how Doug's trying to keep their relationship kind of secret, which is understandable, but it's also understandable why. Understandable just because he doesn't want to deal with the backlash and he's in a elected position, but also understandable why Jack feels not great about that.
Well, yeah, you should never hide who you are.
But they use the F slur a lot.
Oh, I know.
In that scene, and I know they're talking to each other, but I was just sort of I don't know, it just made me kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know.
But I know they were just trying to kind of say what people would say about them. But I was like, oh, I don't feel great about that. Grams looks beautiful. It's they aged her 5 more years, right? To make it make sense when in real life she was the same age she was. But they did such a good job. She just looked so distinguished and sophisticated.
Well, and she was way younger than she was portraying than she was portraying Grams because she's still going.
She's still going. She was at that pilot read through at the Richard Rodgers Theater.
So she wasn't as old as she looked on this show.
Correct.
Yeah.
She's probably as old now.
Right.
As they wanted her to look, or maybe a little older. But yeah, she looks great still. And then since it was just this episode specifically, I said, Jen dying. No. And the setup for that was that we were supposed to think she was abusing prescription drugs. Because she kept kind of popping pills here and there. And then she's like, oh, it's for anxiety and it's for whatever. And then Grams ends up being actually, she's actually very sick.
Yeah. And she has a heart problem and all these things. That's all I had for that episode.
Yeah, that's all I had. I didn't write it down, but Justin? What? Dawson's little sister, Lily.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was so cute.
I know.
The little
She's
girl.
so cute.
It was funny. She's like, I just got Annie Hall on DVD. That's hilarious.
Yeah, real good one for a little 6-year-old to watch, or however old she was.
Cute. Yeah, it was cute. Okay.
All right. So the last episode, I took no notes because I wanted to just watch it. Season 6, episode 24 is must come to an end. And the summary is, as the seriousness of Jen's condition becomes apparent, Dawson and his friends seek to resolve their long-standing differences. I just thought, the only thing I wrote was, it was a perfect last episode.
Really
I thought it was perfect. Kevin Williamson, applause, 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 because it ended so well. It hit you in all the feels. It had a happy, Jen died, but there was a happy, her death brought about their reunion as friends and kind of solidified Jack and Doug's relationship. Because unfortunately, sometimes drastic things like a death of someone you care about happen to make you see the bigger picture of life, which is what happened to Doug. It's what happened to Dawson and Pacey and Joey.
Totally.
And sometimes that just puts life into a very different perspective for you, especially because Jack also became a parent at the same time his best friend dies. So, yeah, that's insane.
I had the same thought. Like, there's that whole really kind of like heartbreaking scene. Well, a lot of it is when Jen's dying, when she's talking to Jack about how she never felt like she belonged.
I know. Oh, I feel that so hard.
Me too.
I know. It's just
and it made me think when what you just said when she died, like for someone who kind of always felt like an outsider, she really brought everyone together.
Right.
Even
she did
in life, but even in death. You know?
Yeah, she did. And that part too, where he, now I'm going to cry, where because I've always said this, like your soulmate doesn't have to be romantic. You can have soulmates that are platonic friendships. And that is what he said. Like, you're my soulmate. Like, you are like, not in a romantic sense. I think sometimes we forget, like, that's not what it has to be. And then, so he's saying goodbye to her and also going to be a parent, which is a huge ask. Like,
huge. Of a baby.
Baby.
That's a whole childhood you're responsible for.
And you are a young dude. Like, and he at the time was planning to do it alone.
Yeah.
And as a gay man, you know, at a time where it was not, I don't know what the word I was looking for. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a lot harder at that time to have parental rights as a single gay man. And honestly, we're kind of back there now. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a perfect episode. I love how at the end of the episode, they surprise you by showing Joey with Pacey. Yeah. I like, because you think maybe she's with Dawson. I knew she ended up with Pacey.
They're watching his show,
and then they call him
together.
I love that. And he had their picture, and I was like, perfect ending.
It was so good. It was so good. Yeah. And I liked when Pacey, too, this was before she being Jen, talks to Jack about being her baby. I think her baby's name is Amy. Amy's parent. Pacey reassures her, like, we'll take care of your baby. Like, I just was like, oh, you know, like, I think like if I died today, I would be so worried about my kids.
Of course.
And they've got another parent. And and most of them are grown enough that they'll be just fine.
Sure.
But to actually like have that moment, like if your kid's that age and there's not another parent, like,
well, we had to kind of, I don't even like to think about it. The hardest thing I think as a military family is you have to change your will a lot, because every time somebody deploys, you have to, unfortunately, that is the reality of if something happens to you, where are things going to go? And I remember I was pregnant with Cooper, like pregnant with a baby, sitting in the freaking attorney's office getting like, they were like, well, if something happens, if you both die. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, and then the first time Troy and I went out of town together, like our kids were big, but we were like, shit, what if something happens to us? We have, you know, and like together. Our family is kind of crazy, guys. So like, it's not, well, it's true.
No, I know.
And we don't have family that's local. So then the kids would, anyway. That's something. I'm keeping my shit together today. I'm keeping it together. I know. I'm like,
maybe we do.
But that is. But then I thought too, like watching this episode back as a parent, and I thought about you in your book too, like how she does that video. That would be like knowing you have to say everything you want to say in this little video. How do you narrow it down?
Yeah.
Like,
do you?
How do you narrow it down?
And I think your perspective at that point, like if I were to write that video right now with knowing I'm not I know of dying at the moment, right? It would be different than if you know you're dying, and that's because your perspective would be different.
Well, right, and
the things you would say would only be the really important things,
right? And I was thinking too, like, what a blessing. Honestly, that sounds so cheesy to say, but to be able to have that chance to leave a message for your kids.
Right.
Because like my parents didn't do that, you know, so I don't have
In
any
some cases
messages.
You can't because you don't have a warning.
Correct.
Right.
So I'm like, what a blessing that she was able to sit there and think, okay, she can watch this and rewatch this. And like, and she did it while she made herself look good and not like, you know, and so like watching it as a parent was a lot different than watching it when I was in my 20s. Like it was very different being like, oh my God, like, especially, and then like, of course, you know, Grams is there. And I was thinking, God, from Grams' perspective, to watch your grandchild.
It's hard enough for a parent to bury a child.
Yeah, right.
Let alone
your grandkid. Like that. But when Grams, when Grams kissed her on the head, that was it. Troy, like, I was so irritated with my family. This always happens. I'm like trying to watch TV in the living room. Everybody's coming in and out and like they're talking. And I'm like, can y'all just like wait a sec? Go in other rooms.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have a TV in our bedroom because that's just not something we do. But I was like, go. And I didn't want to, I don't like watching things on like a little screen. I want to watch on the big TV. So like, can y'all just, so I'm like crying and Troy's like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm trying to watch this damn show. And I need to have the moment without hearing y'all griping about sweeping the dirt up off the floor. Anyway.
Right.
Oh my God.
But I mean, to your point, just to make the waterworks even worse, there's a part where James Van Der Beek is talking about how we don't have a lot of time, and that was so hard to watch.
I know, because he's gone and he had a bunch of kids, and I do wonder if I feel like he did. I feel like I bet you he left messages for his kids.
I feel like yes.
I feel like he did. And
I'm sure, whether they're letters or videos or audio recordings or whatever, I'm sure because he did know. And I mean, it's weird. It's kind of morbid, every now and then, like they call them intrusive thoughts, right? Where you just have like a morbid thought. And I have thought before about like if I knew I was sick and there was a chance I could die, or I knew I was going to die, that I would do something like that.
Yeah.
Whether it was like videos for my kids or letters. I mean, you can do them anyway, but like, again, the things I would say right now, if I was like, just in case one day I'm not here, here's what I want to say, as opposed to, I will not be here for this, this, and this.
Yeah.
So here's like what I want to say. Those would be totally different things. And really, like our journey of watching this, like he was alive.
I know.
When we started and he's gone, and it was just really hard to see him so young and healthy, pre-kids. Like,
I know.
I don't know. It just really, those scenes really hit me hard. I mean, thank God it wasn't his character who died.
Oh, I know.
That would have been really rough.
I know. And what I did love at the end of this movie, a very
long movie.
At the end of the show, I think this message of the whole episode was how important true friendship is to life. And I have always felt that, like, and now granted, family is important, but to me, this is, and y'all can think I'm shitty for saying this, my friendships have always been not like my husband and my kids' family. My friendships have most of the time in my life been more important than my family relationships, because my family has been kind of crazy. Mm-hmm. And when you have good friends, and I love that what Jen said to them, she was like, my dying wish is that y'all figure this out. Like, be there for each other, because your community is so important. And they went through a lot together. And I think it's very rare to have friendships from that point in your life, your whole life.
Yeah.
Like, and so, because you have friendships in eras, and that's just the way life is. It's based on where you're living and like your kids, and like, sometimes you have time to invest in friendships and sometimes you don't. But I really, as an adult, appreciated that in the same way I did when I remember watching this as a young person, because I've always felt that way. Like my friendships have always been very close to me, especially my girlfriends have always been very important to me. I'm a girl's girl and that's just the way it be. And I just like that they wrapped that up so nicely. And yay, Kevin Williamson.
Yeah, they did a really good job. Good job on that. I just said to you, like, Jack raising Amy, yes. And the speech about feeling like she didn't belong. I said, geez, Grams is beautiful. And what an amazing actress. Because seriously, she's sitting in that chair and it looks like it's like morning light. Like she's been sleeping in that chair all night. She kind of like, her eyes kind of flutter open.
Yeah.
You know? She's in this like beautiful soft light. And then you just see in her face, even before she checks on Jen, that she knows.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good. Neighbor child climbing through window.
That wasn't the neighbor child. That was Bodie and what's her face kid.
Okay. It's like, who's this little boy climbing through Lily's window? And also, aren't they climbing into Dawson's room?
That's Joey's nephew.
Okay, that makes way more sense.
That's hilarious.
Very cute. It's like neighbor boy just climbing on in.
No, that's his little sister and her nephew. That was the whole like circle back.
That's cute.
Right.
Well, maybe there's hope for them. The next generation.
Oh, well, it made me think too, like Kerr Smith, whenever they did that whole reunion he had said he has written a screenplay. Was that what you call it for TV shows? I don't know.
Teleplay, I think.
Or whatever. Yeah. To do a Dawson's Creek revisit, but it's him and Doug's kids and their friends.
That'd be cool.
And and his book's coming out in November, Kerr Smith. Okay. About his time on Dawson's Creek. So we're going to read that. We're definitely going to read that.
I just love him.
So I don't know. He has said in interviews, like, I have it. And like the actor who played Doug was like, yeah, let's do it. But I mean,
I know there's a lot of steps for someone to greenlight it. You would have thought though, that maybe that the attention that event that they had, and, James Van Der Beek's death and sort of a resurgence in people talking about Dawson's Creek and all that. So maybe it did. Maybe it did. Maybe it's been greenlit and we just, we'll know when it comes out or whatever. But it's funny you said that I said ended perfectly. Like, I just
it was
felt
so
like it
good.
Was a perfect ending. Everyone was, I don't want to say happily ever after, because again, Jen has passed away, but everyone's kind of like, figured some things out.
Yeah.
Right. And is on their path in a good place, even though obviously those paths are going to have challenges and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And the main thing, like you mentioned, is that their friendships are solid as can be.
Yeah.
Even if they're not physically right by each other. And I just thought that was, it was a hopeful ending.
Hopeful. Yes.
It was a very hopeful
It was
ending.
not like dinosaurs.
You mean the one where they go extinct? or we're led to believe they're about to go extinct? No extinction in this. Someone did die. But I think that was an interesting choice for it to be Jen. Right? But
I think they did that. I wonder if they did on purpose because she was like the new girl when the show started.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I think so. That's actually, if you get really deep in the weeds on it, the show starts with her getting there.
Right.
And it ends with her
leaving. Yeah.
So that's kind of a bookend. And obviously, they're all good actors, but her acting skills are of the caliber to be able to pull that off well, which she did. So, wow. I'll have to look before we post on social when we posted our first episode from Dawson's Creek, like how long we've been watching this. I'll have to look back.
It's been a minute.
Because it wasn't like right when we started the podcast, but it wasn't that much after.
No, it wasn't.
It was by that summer, I feel like.
I think so.
So at least 2 years,
It's
probably.
been a while.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that is it for our Dawson.
That's it.
Rewatching.
So now when we do rewatches, though, we're not doing these as like add-on episodes. It's going to be our full-up episodes. So we will have less episodes now, but that's fine. We can't keep up with everything. It's still too much to do the thing. So once we're through our Zennial Girl Summer, we will do My So-Called Life and then Freaks and Geeks.
Yes.
So we'll do My So-Called Life, then do a few other episodes, and then maybe do.
Somewhere in there will be spooky season, probably after My So-Called Life-ish.
Well, now there's only one season of each.
There's only one season.
So it's not going to take us long.
How many episodes are in the season, though?
Let me see. Let me see.
Because are we doing an episode each, or are we splitting it like...
What do you mean?
Well, like, are we doing an episode of ours per episode of the season? Or are we literally just watching the whole series and having one
No,
episode?
I think an episode per.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
That'll be fun.
Let's see how many. I think there's only like... Oh, there's 19.
Okay.
Oh, it's because it's one season.
Right. Okay.
So we could do 2.
Maybe 2, or split it in like quarters, watch a couple and talk about it, and then a couple more and a couple more. So it's like a 3 or 4 part. You know what I mean? Well, we can figure it out. I don't mind doing 2 though.
I'm trying to see. Well, we'll figure it out when we get there.
We'll figure it out. Especially if people are watching with us. It might be good to just do 2 at a time. So people can keep up and watch. Yeah.
And then that'll be kind of a little research break for us.
It will, actually. Yeah.
And that'll be good.
We'll do like we did with Dawson's, where we have the first episode. We do have the research on the writers and the whatever. And then we'll just dive into rewatching.
Yeah.
And I've never seen, I mean, I was aware of it when it came out, but I've never actually sat down and watched it.
I was a fangirl. I watched every episode.
I can't wait.
I was well, I told you the first time I ever dyed my hair red was because of that show. Because my mom was cool about it. Like, I was 15 when the show came out, which was about the age they are in the show. Mm-hmm. And my mom was fine with it. She did not care. So, yep, that's the first time I dyed my hair red was because of Claire Danes on this show.
Claire Danes. Love it. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thanks for sticking with us for Dawson's Creek.
Yay!
And we'll see you on our next episode and our next rewatch.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
All right.
In between.
Bye. We did it.